Hi again, this is Mr. Cochran with, I've lost track of which video this is. I think it's number 4. But we're going to be hitting problems number 87 and 88. I guess that would be video number 4. Again, this is of test 1, edition 1 for the 2018-2019 version, the one that hopefully you were given first. And I'm going to be playing with problem 87 first. So let's take a look at that. For people who have had exposure to this, which hopefully at this point everybody has, this is in standard form. Standard form is ax plus by equals c, and this is a line. Now, sorry about the autofocus, it goes spazzy. They give us the form 3x plus 4y equals 1, and they want the slope. Now, if you remember, slope is rise over run. It's also several delta y over delta x, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. But they give us a form. And they gave us actually the worst possible form for slope because it doesn't give us anything. It doesn't give us slope. It doesn't give us intercepts. You might remember that slope-intercept form is very nice for this. Slope-intercept form. I'm going to quick scribble that. That's y equals mx plus b. Now, I'll give you 2 different ways to get the answer on this. First, if you've never seen any of the shortcut formulas, let's just assume you have standard form, and I want to transform it into slope-intercept form because m is the slope. So if I can get it in this form, I can just pluck the number m out and use it for my answer. Okay, so let's try it. I want to get y by itself in order to match slope-intercept form. That's the key step. In order to do that, I need to subtract 3x on both sides. Cancel. So 4y equals, now I could do 1 minus 3x, or I could do negative 3x plus 1. You notice the 1 is positive. Why would I put the x first? Because slope-intercept form likes that. It likes having the number times x plus the random number. Here's the random number. It's not quite b yet because I still got the 4 in the way. But let's divide everything by 4. Keep in mind, you have to divide everything by 4, not just 2 pieces. If you divide one thing by 4, everything by 4. Cancel. Y equals negative 3 over 4. And you can tip the x off. I don't know if you remember this. Negative 3x over 4 is exactly the same thing as negative 3 over 4x. Just as a quick proof of that. Negative 3 over 4 times x is really x over 1. And if you multiply those, negative 3 times x is negative 3x. 4 times 1 is 4. So why do I put the x off to the side? Again, because it makes the form look good. This is our slope. Now, it also gives us the y-intercept. So if they ask for that later, we have it. It's not 1, it's 1/4. But we didn't need that. We just needed the slope of negative 3/4, which turns out was choice B. Make sense? Okay. Now, for those of you who have seen a cheating formula, so to speak, the slope formula for anything that is in standard form is this. M is equal to negative A over B. Again, this is standard form only. That's the only form it'll work in, which ironically enough is the worst form, but it's relatively fast. Look at the original problem. A is 3 and B is 4. Negative 3 over 4, done. So if you know that formula, great. It'll speed things up a lot. If you don't, then just get y by itself and get it in slope-intercept form, and then pluck the number that's in front of the x. That'll be your slope, because m is the number in front of the x, and m stands for slope. Okay. Number 88. I'll see if I can squeeze it in over here. What is the next term in the following sequence? Again, a sequence is just a list of things separated by commas. They're looking for a pattern. Now, one thing about the pattern is we can be pretty reasonably sure that there's going to be a 1 on top. That doesn't seem to be changing. Is there a pattern on the bottom? Well, you could try adding, like 5 goes to 15 plus 10, but this would be plus 30. You could guess, well, maybe plus 10, plus 30, plus 50, plus 70, plus 90. I honestly don't know, but there's another way. Usually if it's a pattern, it's going to be doing the same thing over and over and over. Not always. But look, take a look. Just, is there any other way to go from 5 to 15 other than adding 10? Yeah, you can multiply by 3. And looky here, you're multiplying by 3 again. I think we just hit the jackpot. So if we multiply by 3, chances are the next one is going to be multiplied by 3. So 45 times 3, the way I do it is 40 times 3 and 5 times 3. So 40 times 3 is 120. 5 times 3 is 15. 120 plus 15, this is 1 over 135. That would be a reasonable guess there. And sure enough, boom, 1 over 135 is one of the choices. Just for giggles, if anybody wanted to know if the bottom were plus 10, I should actually draw it to the bottom, plus 10, plus 30. Some people are trying to be clever and say, well, maybe it's plus 50, 95. Well, let's see if there is a choice. There is not. There is no choice, 1 over 95. So if there were, to tell you the honest truth, that would be a legitimate option. I'm glad they didn't have that, because otherwise we wouldn't be able to know which was the real answer. Basically, any pattern that obeys itself all the way through is legit. And this is actually a very small number of numbers to give for a pattern, to establish a pattern. I'd usually give like 4 or 5. 3 is very, very small, but they lucked out here. So we're good to go. Anyway, the answer is 1 over 135, so it's choice D. And hopefully that makes sense. So there you go. So take care, God bless, and we will talk to you again soon.